This is a computer that my cousin picked up for, I don't know, was it $5 or so? Let's see, there wasn't a price tag on that. I think it was like $5 to $10 at a thrift store. It's a 486 DX2. Yep. So, I borrowed it from him for about a week to get it all the way working. Well, basically like my 486 for him. Because he's not as proficient at DOS as I am, I think. So, I've just been messing around with this thing for the past couple days, getting it all to work. Yeah, this is a 486 DX2, 66 megahertz. Yep, it's got 16 megs of RAM, which this is 72-pin Sims, the FPM RAM. That's in a 486. That's kind of odd. So I guess it was in like a transitional era. My 486 has 30-pin Sims, so this is newer, faster stuff. But for some reason, the original builder, obviously Micron, did not put a VLB card in here. And I find that particularly annoying, because this thing is perfectly capable of VLB, as you can see. Yeah. It actually has the controller card basically on board, so it has two serial ports and a parallel. It doesn't have the big ass long serial. It's got two 9-pin serials, which is pretty cool. Yeah, that's more of what I'd want to see than having that big useless serial, unless you're going to use an ancient mouse. But when you have a when you have a good old Microsoft mouse, then you don't really need that shit. So, yeah. The only issue we've had with it is that CMOS battery right there. Well, it's not CMOS battery, it's a Dallas chip. Dallas chips are basically chips that combine the real-time clock and the CMOS and the battery into one chip. So, that basically means that once the battery inside of it goes dead, the whole computer is basically unusable. So what people can do, this one's socketed, so it made it really easy to do this, is there's a battery mod where you basically solder a battery holder onto the thing. So as you can maybe see, we had to grind down a little bit on the sides. I accidentally poked a few holes with the soldering iron. When I say accidentally, I meant to do it on fun, because we've been having issues with this. So this left side here is the negative, this side's positive. You have to grind down to expose 2 pins and break the connection to the inside battery, which is actually pretty easy. But I think I might have messed it up the first time we did this, because I think I stuck this in backwards the wrong way into the socket. So basically, if I can get this back in here, the computer will discharge this battery in about a week, which kind of sucks. I only got the time the money to replace one of these stupid batteries every week. It's kind of annoying, so I think we might have to buy another Dallas module here and mod that one, or try something else out. It has a 240 megabyte counter hard drive, just like the one I put inside my 486. And also it has what, 250K, 256K of cache. So yeah, it's a pretty cool little 486 here. The board's longer than most baby AT boards I've seen, because usually everything would be about stopping right at the end of the VLB bus here. All the RAM would be over here. CPU would be like over around here. It's actually pretty sparse looking and very clean. Originally this thing had a SCSI card in here for a SCSI CD-ROM, which was actually one of the CD-ROMs that you would it had a big old hole basically with a flap, just like a floppy disk. You put your CD in like a CD jewel case almost, and you would slide it in there, and it would like basically protect the CD in this case while it spun it and read it, which was pretty cool. Although we did not have the outside casing for the disc, so we couldn't use the drive at all. Yeah, so we replaced it with a newer CD-RW. I would have liked to use a slightly older drive, maybe like this one or that one, to use, but at least it reads burnt discs and it works in DOS, so yeah, and it's not too loud either, so that's a plus. What else is there to talk about here? The power supply fan did not work when we first got it, so we had to take that apart and get a new fan. Luckily nothing blew up in the time that had no fan operating, so no bulging capacitors or anything, so that was all good. I'm probably going to let him have this Sound Blaster Vibro of mine that I got a long time ago, because there was a bunch of Aztec Sun cards that well, he wanted to put this one specifically, and it's like an Aztec Sound Galaxy Washington 16 something or other. I can't really find the drivers for DOS for the thing, so I'm probably just going to let him have this Sound Blaster until he gets a better sound card, maybe like an actual 16 with an OPL chip. That would be nice. I should tell him to do that. This battery right here isn't the best right now, so we're going to have issues when we turn it on. This thing has some very interesting characteristics, as you'll probably hear. But yeah, it has a little LED light back there for when the power's on. So let's go over to the monitor here. It's going to complain at us because it did not keep its CMOS battery or CMOS settings, which is understandable since the battery's out for a while. Actually, if you take the battery out, like even for like half a second, the thing instantly like complains. This is a very weird complaining noise. Okay, camera, whatever. Let's set the floppy disk and hard disk. This thing actually has an auto configuration for the hard drive, sort of like mine, so that's good. It's easy to work with. External cache, you have to turn it on every time, which is kind of annoying. Okay, when it reboots, listen to the hard drive. Let's wait until we skip the memory test here. Listen to the hard drive. I have no idea why it does that. It basically tells the hard drive to go into sleep mode, and then like 2 seconds afterwards tells it to turn back on. And then it starts booting like normal, which is really odd behavior if you ask me. I've never seen a computer ever do that before. So basically I got this thing, all the DOS and Windows and all that, basically cloned right off of my 486 over there. So it works pretty good. Let's start up Raptor here to show off its willing torqueness. Sound isn't really loud though. I have it hooked up through my computer, so let's turn it up a little bit. There we go. Ooh, that's getting loud. So yeah, the thing works pretty good. I played this game for about half hour on it. No issues. Although, I have one concern though, is that the processor has no fan on it, and the heatsink is relatively small. It's not very tall at all. But, yeah, it worked like this ever since. When was this machine made? I don't even know. It was like, I'm guessing this was like around 94 or something like that. It's been running like that in a library, like without the fan, so I'm pretty sure it should be fine. But one of the few issues that I do have with this machine is this SimCity 2000. We'll start it up real quick and I'll show you what I mean here. Let's shut that up a little bit. For some reason, when you go into SimCity 2000 and quit and do anything, the computer will freeze. I typed in B because I have a batch file that makes it do like, you know, cd ... So basically you go back a directory. I have a whole bunch of batch files in the DOS directory for that, so it's easier to navigate with. So as you can see, the computer pretty much hung. And when you hit Control-Delete, it takes a while to restart. So yeah, this is definitely not the average AT clone computer. It seems that Micron did a few things on their own to make this a little bit different. But that's one thing that's really kind of cool about old technology, is they sort of have their own personality to them. Like, if you start up most newer computers, it basically does the same thing. If you start up like one of these, they just, yeah, they do whatever the fuck they want. I guess hardware vendors back then had more freedom to modify BIOSes and yada yada yada. Just did different weird things. Also, those PC chips boards with like the fake cache and shit. There's a lot of interesting stuff when it comes to old technology like this. Yeah. So basically, that's about it for this 486 DX2 computer. Just turn it off and take the battery out. Let's look on the underside to see if we can find anything interesting down there. As in, like, stickers and shit. I haven't really looked down there. Well, I think we did once before we got the thing to boot, so we didn't know what kind of hardware it had in it. Well, that's before we even took it apart. Oh, shit. You fat bastard. Let's not scratch up the desk too much here. Yeah, this is made in November of 1993, so it's about 1 month older than me. Yeah, 486 DX266, so it's a little bit it's older than that 486 also, so I'm pretty sure that one was made in 95. But yeah, it has 72 pin sims and stuff. I guess this must have been a higher end board, but if that's the case, then why did they not use a VLB video card? Anyway, but there is all the integrated I/O and stuff like that. It's pretty cool, but it has its quirks, and I hope we can get that Dallas chip sorted out so it doesn't drain batteries. I have to take the battery out every time I turn the thing off, because I don't got time, patience, or money for replacing those things every once in a while. So anyway, that's about it. Guess I'll talk to you later.